World Cookie Geo-Intellectual Council seeks United Nations intervention for creating cookie nations by combining Myanmar's Chin state, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura and Chittagong hill trace of Bangladesh. Over 2,000 people of different faith, including Hindus, Christians and Muslims, take out a rally demanding non-violence dialogues for peace and harmony in Manipur. And people fondly remember Tangjom Manorama Chanu on her 19th death anniversary. Working Committee Apunba Loop Coordinator Fulendro Consant accuses some rifles of abating cookie militants. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm KANEL SHAMBANDURAM, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. Now the news in details. World Cookie Geo-Intellectual Council submitted an SOS memorandum to the United Nations Secretary General on June 29, seeking urgent intervention for protection of human rights violations of the cookie community in Manipur. The memorandum also demands creation of a cookie state in the Cookie Hills, Outer Manipur under Article 3 of the Indian Constitution, or creation of the country by combining Myanmar's Chin state, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura and Chittagong hill trace of Bangladesh. The memorandum claims that the total area of the Manipur merger agreement covers just 700 square miles and that, quote-unquote, no merger of the tribal chiefs and their territories, and not a single inch of hilled area was covered under the agreement. It also claims that the Manipur governments failed to recognize the 1917 to 1919 cookie rising and cookie freedom fighters. The memorandum, signed by World Cookie Geo-Intellectual Council President T.S. Haukipt and 5 other members, further claim that the burning down of the Manipur Central Library during the movement of introductions of Meitei Mayek in 2005 was an attempt to burn down cookie history and relevant documents, terming the May 3 incident as Meitei communities' surgical genocide against the cookie tribals. The memo stated that 356 churches and synagogues have been burned down. 176 cookie villages turned into cinders. Over 100 people of Cookie Jew community killed and over 1 lakh people displaced so far. The memorandum also leaked out highly classified information about Meitei officers in the Indian Army and paramilitary forces who have been deployed in Manipur to combat the prevailing crisis. Their names, regiments, battalions and posting places are mentioned in the memorandum, further alleging that they have been deployed to carry out the cookie genocide. It also alleged that the war on cookie narco-terrorists announced by Chief Minister Nongthombam Birend, Minister Govindas Konthaujam and Kokomi is a declaration of war against the cookie community. It alleges that Rambai Tengold, Meitei Lipuld, Manipur Commando, IRB and police force are being utilized to carry out atrocities against the cookies. The memorandum also listed names of cookie villages and colonies and churches in Imphal, Chandel, Kangpokpi and Churachandpur district and the exact dates they were burnt down. Highlighting all this, the memorandum seeks help from the United Nations to facilitate total separation between Meitei and cookie communities. International Forum for Peace and Harmony IFPH Manipur took out the peace rally demanding non-violence dialogues for peace and harmony in the state. The rally begins from the Bhagya Chandra Open Air Theatre in Palace Compound, passed through City Convention Centre and Andhro Parking before it culminated at Bal Vidya Mandir in Palace Compound. More than 2,000 people from 20 different faiths and religions including Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Jainism, Buddhism, Sanam Mahijam and TRC participated. participated in the rally. Speaking on the occasion, IFPH convener Devend Bachaspati Mayum said the rally was organized keeping in view that people belonging to all religions need to work together to end the current turmoil which has already crosses more than 2 months. He said International Forum for Peace and Harmony will continue to strive for restoring law and order in Manipur. Taking part in the rally, Old Manipur Christians Organization AMCO President T.S. Soko George expressed sadness over the prevailing violence in the state where various communities have been living together peacefully for ages. He showed concreted efforts in resolving the crisis and also urged the government to expedite all necessary steps to restore normalcy in Manipur.
Object Sigi Lan Pibum Sinabaram Wedena, Lan Pamzadaba, Micham Praja Mayamama, Tonganba, Punagi Manunga, Tonganba, Lining Lisa Chaliba Punagi Manunga, Marul Topangam the Bamakay, helplessly Labor Mayamse, Mokoi Mayam Singsi, Mutan Punjenzege, Aduga Mokoi Mayam, Tamoy the Kari, Pauli Gabido, Madu Pognoxage, Aduga, Adugumba, Nasiki Mifamset in Mangam, Mayam Dubusu, Homson Tassanjaraga, Mayam Gitildo, Tarkarda, Amadi, Lansi Sanction Mineriba, is in Punamakta, Akoigi. Lan Pam Daba, Amazon Lancer Lotion Hunting Bagi, Akoy Wakalondo, Akoy Pongok Sagahana, Akoy Lepsavani,
Manipuda Yamna, Santi Pamba, Dharma Interfaith Mayamna, Sumbagi, Hongtang Lobashida, organization Shishu, Intatapa, Nushichana, Pambagi Maram Voidina, participant organization Amma Voidina, Ashichat Riba, Ralishida, Soru Yaujabani.
People paid tribute to the mortal remains of 28-year-old Saikom Sanjeet alias Subol, son of Saikom Rocket from the Uripok Jomlaikai, Imphal West District today. Saikom Sanjeet alias Subol was killed in attacks by well-armed suspected Kuki militants in Singda, Kangchub and Kadangban area. As his body was taken out from the RIMS morgue, people lined up on either sides of the road from the RIMS gate till Uripok Kwai Brahmapur Machint to pay him floral tributes. Sanjeet had volunteered to guard the Meitei villages in the foothills, which are reportedly under frequent attacks from armed miscreants, but he was shot dead. His father, an ex-serviceman, had claimed that the bullets that struck Sanjeet were of Insas rifle and LMG and that no military organizations other than the army use such weapons. Anguish over Sanjeet's death, people chanted various slogans demanding the removal of Assam rifle from Manipur and to introduce NRC in Manipur. Governor Anushya Uike visited relief camps in Kangpokpi district yesterday and interacted with the displaced people who have been taking shelter in the relief camp. The governor heard their grievances and hardship and assured them to extend all possible help at the earliest. Kangpokpi district administration officials, including Kangpokpi DC subordinate officers, leaders of Committee on the Tribal Unity, Southern Hills and civil society organizations in the district accompanied the governor in visiting 2 relief camps opened at TL Salnomd Academy, Modbung and Modbung Government High School in the district. She inquired about the facilities which are being provided to the people and directed the district administrations to improve whatever necessary. While interacting with the people in the camp, Governor Anushya Uike said she had approached the President, Prime Minister, Union Home Minister and Union Defence Minister regarding the prevailing crisis so that a durable solution can be achieved, which is needed for bringing normalcy and peace in the state. Condemning all forms of violence, the governor appealed to all stakeholders to cooperate the government into bringing peace in Manipur. She appealed to all stakeholders to come forward for talks in bringing normalcy and peace in the state through peaceful and amicable dialogue. Committee on Tribal Unity Southern Hills submitted a memorandum to the visiting governor. The memorandum demanded adequate central and army forces in Kangpokpi, Churachandpur and Chandal and Technopal district to ensure protections of tribal rights and lands under the Indian Constitution and also to make special arrangement for transfer of central and state Kuki employees outside Imphal area, among others.
आपकी जो तकलीफ थी, जो आपकी डिमांड, उन सारी डिमांड्स को लेकर मैंने दिल्ली में प्राइम मिनिस्टर, डिफेंस मिनिस्टर, होम मिनिस्टर और प्रेसिडेंट उन तक मैंने पहुंचाया आपकी बात को। से मैंने सारे लोगों से अपील किया है कि ये पीस, ये जो शांति, जो सद्भावना आपके अंदर आए और फिर से जैसे आप लोग पहले मिलकर रहते थे वैसे ही आगे एक दूसरे के साथ अपनी लाइफ, अपनी जिंदगी को फिर से वैसे बनाए। और मुझे लगता है कि ये धीरे धीरे काफी हद तक ये पूरी तरह से शांति आ रही है। और उसके बाद भी आपकी अपनी जो चीजें हुई है, लॉस जो हुआ है, उसके लिए पूरी तरह से सरकार की तरफ से इन सब चीजों के लिए, आपके बच्चों के लिए, आपके बच्चों के एजुकेशन के लिए, आपके लिए हर एक चीज की मदद होगी। आप थोड़ा अपने आप को पीस रखिए, आगे का फ्यूचर के लिए आप टेंशन मत लीजिएगा।
Rapid Action Force RAF allegedly assaulted two civilians at the foothill of Ching in Thangmaiban, Imphal this afternoon. Locals of Thangmaiban area along with public agitated against the incident. According to Mairapaive women, 9 vehicles of RAF were seen heading to the top of Ching, and later at around 1 p.m. one vehicle carrying RAF personnel and officers in uniformed and civil clothes drove down in the area. She said some locals stopped the vehicles and asked reason for visiting the Ching, to which the RAF personnel responded that they wanted to get a view of the Imphal Valley. The women said locals checked their vehicles and upon finding liquors among edibles, they stopped them from the driving up hills and asked the officials and personnel to get down from the vehicle. Mairapaive women said RAF officers and personnel get down from the vehicles and started unlocking their gun bolt, assaulting passers-by and even hurled smoke bombs to disperse people from the scene.
Ikon ko na gari ama mung lae lakpo sida moy ahum mari tong ai driver je mai tai ni akoi na gari je khama ka check tawre sida moy tan yaure hinjang yaure yu yaure ising case ani yaure phak yaure thatin khana ba to yawi akoi na thangde ke tawbuda chana thakna bani makha da thangda bino hare moy na angang ani khak sing karu bu de moy kuma ke hindi da moy na ngangna bi re ngangna ga moy se kunoi ka bi ra nu khoi smai tawbani na khopani da har ga phone da moy je kautharo kauthaba si ek lak ba ga hetan no moy je moy ni lok singa ka tung kum thare ba yum nom sun na me ko moy kumak pa da thakba sa ba huru ba ma le hana adu ga tawra pa ne ba irang se akoi ikon to na tong ai ba driver si moy phubi ba chingka ba ya ya te khoi khangde nungdang da dihuti tarubagi wa bagi sak sa ba mayam potha ba lak pa ne hai ye dumai na impan gi sp na dumai na hai irang nei bani na noi si da ka ba ya dre khotre na ma ni phajana hai gre khangya bani akhoi matung da di la arai kholoi dumai hai da i hai
mayam se lak na ba na nung je khullaga yei ge tawba I want to ilakpa. Mado laiba phabadagi na to hodreba kwa. Ki dana I sele.
Assembly session kauraga khana biyu na tragedi akhoi praja sing je tum masaba khangdana kali tawraka dagi habisum gamdre aduga masidaisda akhoi civil war la oi hainingai su leite aduna masi yam thuna solution na biyu haina akhoi government ki side ta thamjari.
People fondly remember Thangjom Manorama Chanu on her 19th anniversary today. Working Committee Apunba Loop Thangjom Manorama Chanu Memorial Trust and family members organized a memorial event at her residence in Bamun Kampumi, Laikai, where attendees paid floral tribute to her portrait. Speaking on the sideline, Working Committee Apunba Loop coordinator Fulindro Constant recounted that Thangjom Manorama Chanu, who was killed in the intervening night of July 10 and 11th of 2004, was one among many innocent civilians who had been killed by the Assam Rifles under the shadow of Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. He said that the atrocities of the Assam Rifles had become an international issue. Fulindro accused the Assam Rifles of acting in a biased manner even to this day and claimed that the Assam Rifles are abetting Kuki militants under suspension of operation in killing Meitei civilians, leading to hues and cries demanding their removals from the state. He said Working Committee Apunba Looped on behalf of general public demands removal of Assam Rifles from Manipur. Working Committee Apunba Looped coordinator Joy Chingakam, the trust President Thiand Nilbir, PYC President Thokchom Samananda and others attended the event.
Usually maksu makoina atumba koki militant sing da mateng pangsin laga adumba tongan ba koki leiba bete community se tumna mangana bi policy ma ko chathari haibigi adumba tongan ba report mayam sina leibana marab oiraga Manipur gi adumba Assam rifle haiba adumba paramilitary forces haiba singa se mase atu matam da makoi government koi hangi ga damani loina government of India amasung government of Manipur na akan ba mong da makoi singa se haiba adumba landam basida leitana ba makoi halan kinana ba adumba ki process se yam thuna onaga damani loina na mase working committee of the Loop amadi trash when na lay manuna pami ba demand natraga Manipur yam di chilaga aina hygiene baki summa partiality naira pa mian mikunda dugi mati crime channel pa aduma asar pulse ngasi phawada mapam masi thambagi dakar oide ana athu matam da mokoi singa se mokoi tanthoki gadamni habase masi akoi gi steni.
The 14th Foundation Day of Extrajudicial Execution Victim Families Association EEVFAM Manipur was observed today at EEVFAM office in Kwakaithil, Tianlaikai. Speaking to media, EEVFAM President Renu Takelambam asked state and central government what could be the hidden agenda for prolonging the prevailing violence between two communities in the state. Stating that many innocent civilians were mercilessly killed under the shadow of Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, Renu questions whether those concerned are now waiting for innocent civilians to be killed in the prevailing violence. Stating that indigenous people of the Manipurs are being threatened at various stages, she called upon the people of the state to identify and unite against the real enemy. KOM Union Manipur, KUM President Serto Ahokom called it unfortunate over some people's circulating rumors that some people from the KOM community were involved in burning worshipped places and attacking Meitei people. He made it clear that KOM peoples will continue to remain as KOM. Serto Ahokom was speaking at the gathering of KUM and Manipur Awang Jinkai Kanba clubbed at and Meira Paibi Apunba looked. He appealed to approach KUM to sort out any misunderstandings. Old Manipur Democratic Women's Association took a dig at the double-engine government of the BJP for its failure to resolve the ethnic clash in Manipur until now. In a press release, Old Manipur Democratic Women's Association questioned if the government is trying to wipe out all the minority community in the state. Well, now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on the Chennai Manipuri community staging a sit-in pressing demand to restore peace and normalcy into Manipur. We'll be back with details after the break. Until then, keep watching Impact News.
Matamamada cancer gumba aruba laina layengba achauba singnaba amani. Infrastructure matik chana leiramde. Trevi Hospital Langol Laimanaida Manipur gi ahanba cancer super specialist DM medical oncologist amasung Manipur gi ahanba surgical oncology degree holder leiraba loinana anoba facility kaya pibata natana ABPMJAY amadi CMHTM panel tauraba hospital ni. Adongi Haksel Gidamak, Trevi Hospital na Lebli.
Welcome to UNACO College Kongman, a co-educational college affiliated to Manipur University, offering BA, BAc courses, regular classes with continuous evaluation, high-end technology-aided teaching, transportation, hostel and paying guest facilities at nominal cost are available. Session begins on 31st July 2023. Registration and admission is continuing.
HSLC exam da 10 position taduna maths amasung higher maths da 100 fangna subject topper oibang ngamjaki humna makasi sir again ITC gi founder na hotna birakpadagi ni amadi ITC gi exam yamna
ITC coaching center da chalu hum tamdagi atai tuition me amna pulap lepaga maslam matam par mugda pura lai awar par lai gidramina kam chakida
sir again amasung well qualified oja sing gi guidance makada aina foundation yauzo hujaki study material pirakibaduna ingona kana bafangki test obiki revision matam da su question ki bank amju pb oja sing da
ITC China
Avail free plastic surgery OPD consultation from 13 to 22nd July 2023 between 9 am to 2 pm including Sunday, and 15% concession on diagnostic and procedure charges in observation of National Plastic Surgery Day 15th July. For registration, please contact Seizure Hospitals.
Moving on with our bulletin, people of Sekmaijing took out the torch rally against the failure of a mortal remains of Irengbam Chingkai Nganba and Sagol Sem Nganleiba to their respective family members. Joint Action Committee against the brutal killing of Sagol Sem Nganleiba Meitei and Irengbam Chingkai Nganba Meitei of Sekmaijing Kuno by Kuki militants held the torch rally last evening. Torch rallies were also held at the Kairak and Wabagai of Kakching district. It is worth mentioning that the two individuals were abducted by suspected Kuki militants after they went to Awang Lekinthabi as village volunteers on July 4. Later videos went viral on social media which shows suspected Kuki militants torturing and subsequently killing them. Maira Paibi women of Uchiwa, Yumnam Huidron, Thiam Leishang Kong, Kwai Leirak, Leishang Kong, Kabui, Hiang Thang and Langthabald Lupt, Makha Leikai, Maira Paibi members also took out a torch rally demanding to hand over the bodies of Sagol Sem Nganleiba and Irengbam Chingkai Nganba. Joint Action Committee against the killing of Irengbam Chingkai Nganba and Sagol Sem Nganleiba of Sekmaijing by Kuki militants organized a rally. Endorsing the territorial integrity of Manipur, Mumpild Moirang, Old Thanga Clubbed and Maira Paibi Apunba Lupt Thanga held a public meeting at Moirang Bazaar today. Resource persons cautioned that intense agitations would erupt if governments failed to resolve the prevailing crisis at the earliest. A public meeting on restoration of normalcy and resumption of agricultural activities at the Kumbi constituencies Napet, Tangjing, Ahalupt, Chandon Pokpi, Chirild Mangjild, Kojumantabi and Langobi was convened at Kulakpat under Borayangbi Gram Panchayat. Kumbi MLA S. Prem Chandra along with club volunteers and Maira Paibi members in Borayangbi Gram Panchayat and Wangu Gram Panchayat area attended the meeting. Locals also submitted a memorandum to MLA Prem Chandra during the meeting. The MLAs held assured that the people that he will consult with Chief Minister and work towards fulfilling all their demands. Sabungkok, Kunjao and the Kuno villagers drew attention of microfinance companies, banks and other financial institutions and individuals to their plights owing to prevailing violence in Manipur and said that they will not be able to repay any loaned interest or debt at present. The villagers say they will be able to repay debt once their condition improves.
Hojik Laiba Manipuri Kangu Irang Asinamara Moiraga, banking, microfinance Amadi, Lanai Marup Tarup Torusina, Matam Karadang Irang Asiki, Irang Asian Haji Hova, Suham Num like that and a lady, Sipovo Dangi, Matam Kitang, Kompoku Haina, I think the Sabunko Club, Maira Paibi, Youth, Amadi, Sabuko Village Committee, my Kadegi, Nolukla, Sinjari.
Locals also demanded those concerned to stop collecting loaned interest, debt and chit funds at the Kaibul Chingmai Chandrapur area of Thanga constituency in Vishnupur district in view of the prevailing crisis. Local clubs and Maira Paibi groups held a meeting in this regard at Imam Fawoibi Community Hall today. Various organizations handed over monetary aid to United Protection Committee Numbold to help violence-affected people. The monetary aid was given after a meeting for the joint body of shopkeepers from Numbold, Sabald, Laikai, Tild, Numbold, Foijing and Numbold Bazaar. A team led by Numbold Bazaar Shopkeeper Welfare Association General Secretary Ningthaujam Dhana Prakash handed over the money to representative of United Protection Committee Numbold. Laitonjam Apunban Nupi Lupt also donated money to United Protection Committee Numbold. Emmanuel Hospital Association to New Delhi and Association with People's Resources Development Association to Vishnupur gave edible items and hygiene kits to 2 relief camps in Vishnupur district. Relief materials were provided to Block A and Block B relief camp in the Sendra Hillok Tourist Resort and Santi Club Moirang Kuno Mamang Sabal relief camp. All Manipur Lady Advocates Association carried out blood donation camp at RIMS Blood Bank. The blood camp was held to meet the requirement of the blood for casualties of the prevailing violence who needed transfusion. Association members gave blood during the event. Press release from the Nupi Kunai Meirapai condoled the demise of Imam Mayang Langbam, the Ibet Chaubi Lema, the torchbearers of the Poire Lemerald Meirapai Apunba Manipur. The Supreme Court in 3 weeks will hear the special leave petition civil filed by Ketergaon MLA Sheikh Nurul Hassan to the Supreme Court against the judgment order of High Court of Manipur in response to election replication petition filed by ex-MLA Nahakpam Indrajit. The special leave petition filed by MLA Sheikh Nurul Hassan was heard by a single bench court of Chief Justice Apami Dighantam Sri Narsimha yesterday. The court also issued a notice to respondent Nahakpam Indrajit to respond to the notice within 3 weeks. Now the news from the world of sports. St. Joseph Higher Secondary School Technopole and TG English School Vishnupur beat their opponents in today's match of the ongoing 62nd state level under 14th Boys Subrto Mukherjee football tournament held under the aegis of Youth Affairs and Sports Manipur. In the second league match of the tournament played at Kumalampak Sports Complex main stadium this morning, St. Joseph Higher Secondary School Technopole thrashed Saron English High School Longmai 13-0. For the winner, Discussion secured 3 goals. Prize, Livash and Devyanda secured 2 goals each. Kaikomba, Danish, Abonau and Rensai netted 1 goal each, while in the third league match, TG English School Vishnupur defeated Kakching Wairi High School 1-0. WBK secured the winning goal. The 2 league matches will be played tomorrow. Winners of the tournament participated by 7 teams will represent Manipur in the upcoming 62nd national level under 14th Boys Subrto Mukherjee football tournament in New Delhi. YAS Director T. Fulend MCS says Youth Affairs and Sports Department Manipur is striving its best to facilitate sportspersons of the state amid the ongoing crisis.
Sanaroi Punsida, Achoba Sating Pigituna, Sanabagi, Ihulse, Hunter Rabamatungamok, Ekogi, Hoganing the Batodokara, the Gi, Amok Angang Sinsigi career, Simanga, the Haina Kanbadagi, Koina, Youth Affairs and Sports Ski, Ekogi coaches, Mayam, Kogi staff, Mayam Singna, Amna section, Tarang Loraga, Ekogi sports hostel, Tamaga, residential in a Tamaga, Tonamenasi, Ekoi Sinjarakpani, Hojapogi, Angang Afa Papa, Livak Paradi, School Indiaga selection, Togodaba Angang Me Amama, Tore, the Kogi credit see, Ekoi Han. Football Sanaram by Chinino Singna, Tongan Mafam Sing the Makoina Academy or coaching to Viduna, Angang Mams, Sembirak Patagi Hosiki, Adam Sanaraga Labanina football Sam, the young Munwai standard Jamna Wangi, Tainage Kogi, Dung Kovi the Totore past some Sunday, and then under 17 I say, see heck, I get Kibada, the senior Kovi Yarakadini, Manipur State League level, the Kovi Yarakadini, and Angang Sinsigi careers, Mang the Navaitana Koina, Department, Achowa, Section Tarangaloina, Soprotosis in Zabani.
Kakching Langmaidong Higher Secondary School beat St. Joseph Higher Secondary School Technopole 1-0 in today's match of the 62nd state level and the 17th Boys Subrto Mukherjee football tournament being held under the aegis of Youth Affairs and Sports Manipur. In the second league match played at Kumalampak Sports Complex main stadium this afternoon, Sajan secured the lone winning goal at the 25th minute, while in the third league match, Hairok Higher Secondary School Thaubald and the Kangla Ukok Memorial English School Imphal East ended in 1-1 draw. Winner of the tournament will represent Manipur in the upcoming 62nd national level and the 17th Boys Subrto Mukherjee football tournament to be held in New Delhi. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. World Cookie Geo-Intellectual Council seeks United Nations intervention for creating cookie nations by combining Myanmar's Chin State, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura and Chittagong Hills of Bangladesh. Over 2,000 people of different faith, including Hindus, Christians and Muslims, take out a rally demanding non-violence dialogues for peace and harmony in Manipur. And People fondly remember Tangjung Manorama Chanu on her 19th death anniversary. Working Committee Apunba Loop's coordinator Pulindro Ponsam accuses some rifles of beating militants. Thank you so much for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipuri Bulletin. In the meantime, have a great evening and always stay safe.
Lana Thorum, Taibang Panas de Koi Punamakka, Loina Dinajaram.